Alright, let's set the scene. Before 1947, before Pakistan was even a thing on the map, the land was part of British India, the British Empire. You know, the guys who thought putting milk in tea was a revolutionary idea. Their money was everywhere, and the coins they used, they were the currency of the entire subcontinent. So, if you were buying some spicy biryani in Lahore or a silk sari in Delhi, you were probably using the same coins. These weren't just random pieces of metal. They were symbols of power. The face of the British monarch was stamped right on them. King George V, King George VI. Their profiles were looking at you every time you reached into your pocket. It was a constant, shiny reminder of who was in charge. These coins were a whole vibe. You had the rupee, the anna, and the paisa. It was a system that had been around for ages, a bit complicated, but everyone got it. 16 annas made 1 rupee. It was just how things worked. The coins themselves were often made of silver, nickel, or bronze. Think about it, real silver in your pocket. Not like today, where our coins feel like they're made of recycled soda cans. These old coins had weight, a history you could feel. They featured intricate designs, like detailed floral patterns alongside the king's head. It was a blend of British authority and local artistry. A little bit of London mixed with a lot of Lahore. Now, for the people living there, these coins were just part of daily life. You'd use them to buy naan, pay for a Tonga ride, or maybe give some aidi to the kids during Eid. But for a collector today, these pre-independence coins are the prologue to the story of Pakistani numismatics. They are the before picture in a dramatic before and after. Finding a well-preserved silver rupee from 1946 is like finding the pilot episode of your favorite TV show. It's where it all begins. It sets the stage for the massive, incredible change that was about to rock the entire subcontinent and create 2 new nations from one. So, when you look at these coins, you're not just seeing old money, you're seeing the final moments of a united India under British rule. Each coin is a tiny historical document. It tells a story of a world that was about to disappear forever. A world where the borders were different, the flags were different, and the future was a giant, unanswered question. These coins are the last whispers of an empire, right before the birth of a new dream. And that dream was Pakistan. And with a new country, you're gonna need new coins. It's just common sense. Boom. August 14th, 1947. Pakistan is born. It's a moment of incredible joy, chaos, and hope. A brand new country on the world map. But hold up. A new country needs its own money, right? You can't be an independent nation while still using coins with the British King's face on them. That's like breaking up with someone, but still wearing their hoodie. It's just awkward. But here's the crazy part. Pakistan didn't have its own mint yet. They couldn't just start making new coins overnight. So, what did they do? They improvised. Big time. For the first few months, Pakistan continued to use British Indian coins. Imagine that. You're celebrating independence, waving the new green and white flag. But you're paying for your celebratory jalebi with a coin featuring the very monarch you just became independent from. The irony is thick. It was a temporary solution, a practical move in a time of massive upheaval. The government knew this couldn't last. They needed something that screamed Pakistan, not "we're still figuring things out." The people needed a currency that reflected their new identity, their new sovereignty. It was a top priority. So in 1948, the first official coins of Pakistan were introduced, and they were beautiful. The government made a very deliberate choice: no human faces. Instead, the designs were all about national symbols. The star and crescent, the emblem of the new nation, was front and center. On the other side, you had the tufra, a stunning calligraphic design with the words Hukumat-e-Pakistan, Government of Pakistan, and the year. It was a powerful statement. It said, "We are a new nation, built on faith and our own unique culture." These coins were minted in bronze, nickel, and copper nickel, keeping the old denominations of rupee, anna, and paisa for a while. The release of these coins was a huge deal. It was more than just a monetary change, it was a cultural one. For the first time, People held in their hands a piece of metal that was unequivocally, unapologetically Pakistani. It was a tangible piece of their hard-won freedom. These first coins, minted from 1948 to 1952, are now collector's items. They represent the birth of a nation, the first step in a long journey. Every single one of those coins tells the story of a hopeful beginning, of a people forging a new destiny for themselves. 1 rupee, 1 anna, 1 paisa at a time. Okay, so Pakistan has its own coins. Great. But the system was still a bit old school. Remember the 16 annas to a rupee thing? It worked, but the rest of the world was moving on. They were all about the decimal system. You know, 100 cents to a dollar, 100 pence to a pound. It's simple, it's clean, it's based on 10. It makes math easy. So, in 1961, Pakistan decided to join the party. It was time to go decimal. This was a huge change, like switching from a flip phone to a smartphone. It was going to affect everyone, from big city bankers to village shopkeepers. The government announced that on January 1st, 1961, the rupee would now be divided into 100 paisa. The anna was officially retired. Gone. It was a bold move. To make the transition smooth, they even introduced new coins and called the new paisa the Naya paisa, which literally means new paisa. This was to avoid confusion. For a few years you had both old and new coins circulating together, which must have been a little chaotic. Imagine your grandma trying to figure out how many Naya paisa her old 4 annas were worth. It was a national math lesson in real time. The new decimal coins came in denominations like 1, 5, and 10 paisa. Initially, they were bronze and nickel brass. The designs stayed similar, featuring the tuffra and the crescent and star, but the shapes were new and exciting. The 1 paisa was a small bronze coin. The 5 paisa was a cool square-shaped coin with rounded corners, and the 10 paisa was scalloped with wavy edges. These unique shapes helped people who couldn't read to distinguish between the different values just by touch. It was a brilliant, inclusive design choice. Think about it. They were designing for everyone, not just the literate elite. This period of change, from the early 60s, is fascinating for collectors. You have the Naya paisa issues, which were only minted for a few years before they dropped the Naya and just called it paisa. Finding a complete set of these transitional coins is a key goal for any collector of Pakistani currency. It represents a major economic milestone in the country's history. It's the story of a young nation modernizing, aligning itself with global standards, and making a change that would fundamentally alter the way people thought about money for generations to come. It was the end of an era and the beginning of a new, more logical one. Fast forward to the 1970s. Pakistan had gone through a lot. A war, the loss of its eastern wing, which became Bangladesh, and a major political shift. Zulfikar Ali Bhutto and his Pakistan People's Party came to power with the slogan, Roti, Kapra aur Makan, bread, clothing and shelter. It was a populist movement focused on the common person. And when you want to signal a major change, what's one of the most visible things you can alter? The money. The coins that people use every single day. A new era demanded a new aesthetic. So, in 1974, Pakistan's coinage underwent another dramatic transformation. The old designs, the tuffra and the simple crescent and star, were retired. They were seen as symbols of the old guard. The new coins were all about progress, agriculture, and industry. The core themes of Bhutto's government. The 1 paisa coin now featured a stylized depiction of a mosque, representing the nation's Islamic identity. The 5 paisa coin showed a plough, symbolizing the importance of agriculture. And the 10 paisa coin? It had a power pylon, a clear nod to industrialization and modernization. It was a message of a new, self-reliant Pakistan. These weren't just designs. They were political statements you could hold in your hand. The government was communicating its entire platform through its currency. Every time someone bought a snack or paid for a bus ticket, they were interacting with these symbols of national ambition. The materials also started to change. Due to rising metal costs, bronze and nickel were phased out for cheaper alternatives like aluminum. The coins became lighter, a practical change that also reflected the economic realities of the time. This shift from heavy traditional metals to lightweight, modern aluminum is a story in itself. For collectors, the coins from this era are incredibly significant. They capture a specific moment in Pakistan's political and social history. They are artifacts of a time of immense change and ideological fervor. The designs are simple, almost minimalist, but they are loaded with meaning. Collecting a full set from this period is like getting a snapshot of the nation's hopes and dreams in the mid-1970s. It was a time when the country was trying to redefine itself from the ground up, and the coins in people's pockets were a small but powerful part of that grand, ambitious project. Now, let's talk about the special edition stuff, the limited drops, the collector's grails. I'm talking about commemorative coins. These aren't your everyday run-of-the-mill coins for buying bread. These are special issues, minted to celebrate a major event, honor a national hero, or mark a significant anniversary. Pakistan has a rich history of doing this, and it's where coin collecting gets really exciting. It's kind of like the sneakerhead world, but for currency. These coins are minted in smaller quantities, often in precious metals like silver or gold, and they are instant collectibles. Pakistan's first ever commemorative coin was issued in 1976, and the occasion was huge. It was to honor the founder of the nation, Muhammad Ali Jinnah, on the 100th anniversary of his birth. This wasn't just another coin, it was a statement of reverence and national pride. The coin featured a powerful portrait of Jinnah, the Quaid-e-Azam, or Great Leader. It was a departure from the no portraits rule, and it set a precedent. Since then, Pakistan has issued coins to celebrate all sorts of things. The 25th anniversary of independence, the Islamic Summit Conference held in Lahore, and the legacy of national poet Allama Iqbal. These coins are often designed with incredible artistry. They are miniature sculptures. For example, the coin for World Food Day might feature sheaves of wheat, while a coin for wildlife conservation could have an intricate engraving of a markhor, Pakistan's national animal. They tell stories. They capture moments. The government doesn't just slap a picture on a coin. They think about the symbolism, the message. These coins become historical markers, preserving moments of national significance for future generations to see and appreciate. They are a gallery of Pakistan's history, told through metal. For a collector, these commemorative coins are the crown jewels. They are usually rarer and more valuable than the coins in general circulation. Hunting down a specific commemorative issue, like the silver 100 rupee coin from 1977, marking the birth centenary of Allama Iqbal, is a real thrill. It's about more than just the monetary value. It's about owning a piece of history. It's about connecting with the moments that shaped the nation. Each coin is a chapter in the story of Pakistan, a celebration of its heroes, its achievements, and its cultural milestones, all beautifully preserved in metal. Every hobby has its legends, its holy grails. In the world of Pakistani coin collecting, this is where the real treasure hunt begins. We're talking about coins that are so rare, finding one is like hitting the jackpot. These aren't the coins you'll find in your dad's old change jar. These are coins with stories, with mistakes, with a touch of mystery that makes them incredibly desirable. The thrill of the chase for these rare pieces is what keeps collectors hooked for life. It's a detective story where the clues are made of metal. One of the most famous examples is the 1949 era coin. So the story goes that a very small number of 1 rupee coins were minted in 1949. But for some reason, the government decided not to release them into circulation. Maybe the design wasn't approved, maybe there was a political reason, nobody knows for sure. Most of them were supposedly melted down, but a few, just a handful are rumored to have survived. Finding a genuine 1949 1 rupee coin is the ultimate prize for a Pakistani numismatist. It's the stuff of legends, whispered about at collector meetups. Then you have what are called mules. No, not the animal. In coin collecting, a mule is a coin that was accidentally struck with two different dies, one for the front and one for the back, that were never meant to be paired together. It's a minting error. For example, imagine a coin with the front of a 10 paisa coin from 1974 and the back of a 25 paisa coin from 1976. These mistakes are incredibly rare because they're usually caught and destroyed at the mint, but a few always slip through. Owning a mule is like owning a one-of-a-kind piece of art created by pure chance. These rare coins and errors tell a different kind of story. They're not about national policy or planned designs. They're about the human element, the small accidents that happen in a massive industrial process. They give us a peek behind the curtain of the mint. Collectors get excited about these because of their scarcity. The fewer there are, the more everyone wants one. It's basic supply and demand. The search for these rarities, the pattern coins that were never approved, the error strikes, the legendary missing years, is the beating heart of the hobby. It's what turns a simple collection into a valuable and fascinating historical archive. So, we've talked a lot about the coins themselves, but who actually makes them? It's not magic. There's a whole world of artists, engravers, and massive industrial mints working behind the scenes. This is the how it's made part of the story, and it's just as fascinating. The main player in Pakistan's coin story is the Pakistan Mint, located in Lahore. Established in 1942, it was originally part of the British India mint system. After independence, it became the heart of the nation's currency production. This place is where raw metal is transformed into national symbols. The process starts with a design. An artist sketches an idea. For commemorative coins, this is a huge deal. They have to capture the essence of a person or an event in a tiny circle. Think about the skill that takes. Once a design is approved, a master engraver creates a die. This is the stamp that will strike the design onto thousands, even millions, of blank coins. The engravers are the unsung heroes of the coin world. Their work requires incredible precision and artistry. A single slip of the hand could ruin the entire die. Their signature is, in a way, on every single coin that leaves the mint. Over the years, the Pakistan Mint has not only produced coins for Pakistan, but also for other countries, which is a testament to its quality and expertise. They've minted coins for countries like Nepal and the UAE. It's a source of national pride. The mint itself has also evolved. The technology used today is a world away from the methods of the 1940s. Computer-aided design and high-speed presses have replaced many of the old manual processes. But the core principle remains the same, striking a carefully crafted design onto a piece of metal with immense force. Understanding the role of the mint and the artists adds another layer to collecting. When you hold a coin, you can think about the journey it took, from an artist's drawing board to an engraver's skilled hands, to the roaring presses of the Pakistan Mint in Lahore. It makes you appreciate the coin not just as money, but as a product of human ingenuity and craftsmanship. Each coin carries the legacy of the institution and the anonymous artists who poured their talent into creating these miniature works of art for the entire nation. For a long time, coin collecting in Pakistan was a pretty niche hobby. It was something your uncle did in his spare time, carefully arranging his coins in a dusty album. It was a quiet, personal passion. You'd have small groups of collectors meeting in cities like Karachi, Lahore, and Islamabad, trading stories and coins. They would hunt for rarities in old bazaars, sifting through junk shops in the hope of finding a hidden gem. It was a community built on shared passion, but it was largely offline and disconnected from the wider world. But then, the internet happened, and everything changed. Suddenly, that collector in a small town in Pakistan could connect with another collector in London or Toronto. Online forums, eBay, and specialized numismatic websites blew the doors wide open. A Pakistani collector could now see what their coins were selling for on the international market. They could buy coins they were missing from sellers halfway across the world. The hobby went from being a local pastime to a global phenomenon. It was a massive level up for the entire community. This global connection brought new energy and new information to the hobby. International collectors started taking a serious interest in Pakistani coins. They were drawn in by the unique designs, the rich history, and the relative affordability of many of the coins. Books and catalogues that were once hard to find in Pakistan became accessible online. Grading services, which professionally evaluate and certify the condition of coins, became more popular. Pakistani collectors started sending their best coins to be graded, which helped establish a standardized measure of quality and value that everyone, everywhere, could understand. Today, Pakistani numismatics is firmly on the global stage. There are dedicated Facebook groups with thousands of members from all over the world, all focused on the coins of Pakistan. You can watch YouTube videos of collectors from the US or UK unboxing a set of Pakistani commemorative coins. This international interest has not only raised the profile of the hobby but has also helped preserve its history. By sharing knowledge across borders, collectors are piecing together a more complete and detailed story of Pakistan's currency, ensuring that this fascinating journey is appreciated by a worldwide audience. So, where is this all heading? What's the future of collecting old pieces of metal in a world that's going cashless? It's a valid question. We're living in an age of digital payments, cryptocurrency, and mobile wallets. For many young people, the idea of carrying a pocketful of coins is totally alien. They pay for everything with a tap of their phone. Does this mean coin collecting is destined to become a forgotten hobby, like collecting floppy disks? I don't think so. In fact, it might be the opposite. As physical money becomes less common in our daily lives, the coins that do exist become more special. They become artifacts of a different time. Their scarcity in our daily interactions actually makes them more interesting as collectibles. A kid who grows up never using cash might find a 1961 scalloped 10 paisa coin incredibly cool and exotic. It's a physical link to their heritage, a tangible piece of history they can hold in their hand, which is something you just can't get from a digital transaction. The very act of going cashless could be the best thing that ever happened to coin collecting. The community is also adapting. We're seeing a new generation of collectors who are digital natives. They use social media to show off their latest finds, create content on Instagram and TikTok about coin history, and use advanced apps to manage their collections. They are building online catalogs, participating in virtual auctions, and using high-resolution cameras to document rare era coins. They are not just preserving the hobby, they are reinventing it for the 21st century, making it more accessible, more engaging, and more connected than ever before. The journey of Pakistani coin collecting is a mirror of the nation's own journey. It's a story of independence, of changing identities, of economic shifts, and of finding a place on the global stage. From the first improvised coins of 1948 to the vibrant online communities of today, it's a history rich with detail and passion. The future of the hobby is bright. It lies in the hands of a new, tech-savvy generation that understands that these small metal discs are more than just money. They are stories. They are art, and they are a crucial, fascinating part of what it means to be Pakistani.